coming, and I want to especially thank Tom and RJ. Thank you so much. So what we're doing is we're just saying goodbye to two very special people, my mom and her mom. And it was just sort of an odd thing how it all, I don't know the word odd, but very, to me, odd that we celebrated my grandma, Helen Hackett. We had a 100-year birthday party for her. And one thing about my mom is she took very, very good care of her mom. And I always admired what a good job my mom did taking care of her mom. We celebrated my mom, Helen's 100th birthday, February 20th, 2019. And about a month later, Helen peacefully passed in her sleep. And we all were sad, but Helen had a good life, and it was her time. And then we all were very shocked when, by Mother's Day, around May, which was 6 to 8 weeks later, my mom, I won't give you the whole story, lowdown, you guys already know it, but she got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and within 24 days, that was it. And so it was just surreal that it would happen so fast and so quickly after her mom passed. So I just thought it was very fitting. All of you know how much my mom loved the beach, how much she loved the ocean. It was my mom's very, very special place to be, was at the beach, was at the ocean. So to me, it was just the most fitting thing to bring her to the sea where she could rest peacefully for eternity out to sea. And the one thing I want to say, a couple things about my mom that I learned from her is, number one, if ever you ask my mom how she was doing, 99% of the time, my mom would say, I'm grateful. And I tried to emulate that. She was always grateful. It doesn't matter how bad of a day she had or what was going on. She tried to find gratitude in every day, in every moment. And that was something, obviously, that didn't come easy to her, but it was something she was working on, and she would just say, I'm grateful. And the other thing is she really had a connection with people. And one thing I miss the most about my mom is she cared about Abby, Lily, Scott, Sue. If I said I'm going to Sue's, how's Sue doing? What's going on? She was just so very, very selfless, but also very interested in other people and the details. And my mom could sit and listen to details that most people would not even care about, but she would really want to know everything going on. And that's what I really miss, is as things are going on, Abby gets into cheerleading, Lily gets in a play, I want to tell my mom, because my mom would be so interested and she'd be the first person there. My mom was always at every show. She was at every, she was just very involved with the kids, obviously. And she just always wanted to know. I would call her at least every other day and just chat about what was going on. So that's what I miss the most. So that's all I want to say about my mom. Anybody else want to say anything? Fran, did you want to say anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I brought a little thing just for all of us because we've lost somebody that's been close to us. So I took this as a John O'Donohue poem. It says, the dead are not distant or absent. They are alongside us. When we lose someone to death, we lose their physical image and presence. They slip out of visible form and into invisible presence. This alteration of form is the reason we cannot see the dead. But because we cannot see them, does not mean that they are not here. Transfigured into eternal form, the dead cannot reverse the journey and even for 1 second re-enter their old form to linger with us for a while. Though they cannot reappear, they continue to be near us, and part of the healing of grief is the refinement of our hearts, whereby we come to sense their loving nearness. When we ourselves enter the eternal world and come to see our lives on earth in full view, we may be surprised at the immense assistance and support with which our departed loved ones have accomplished every moment of our lives. In their new transfigured presence, their compassion, understanding, and love take on a divine depth, enabling them to become secret angels, guiding and sheltering the unfolding of our destiny. So, 2020 has been a tough year for all of us.
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of knowing Marie for 29 years. And I really appreciated our relationship, our commitment. I thank her for being my anchor when I needed to be steadied. And she was so proud of her daughter for getting her degree when she married Scott, kids, their lives. Sue, she always talked about you and how what a special relation she had to you as a youngster. And that meant the world to her. It really meant the world, so I was really glad to see you here today. So I think about you every day. I feel your presence. I get the numbers that you send me. And I know that you're there with us and that you're enjoying your family, that you're in a better place, not suffering any longer. And I know that you're watching over each and every one of us. And I'm grateful for your spirit and for the love that we share.
Yeah.
I thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I did want to say,
Okay.
what Fran said, because your mom was a big part of my life in my formative years, your girl's age.
Yeah.
I spent so much time with your mom when I was a child and into my teenage years, which you know are huge, and your mom was really big. We had some discussions, and she was a big part of what I think of a very formative years, and I miss her too.
That was special for her too.
So, thank you for including us, because it means a lot.
Thank you.
Here, I'll say something. Let me get my notes out. Me and her always had a very special connection. She was one of my favorite people to talk to because she always listened. She was like one of the few people who actually like listened when you talked. And you know, she taught me to always be myself. And we shared this really special bond over the ocean because we both loved the beach, and that was something we'd always talk about. And I miss her so much. And I could always feel her with me, especially when I am in the ocean. And yeah. So. Well, over like the last year, she would always like come over and watch me when I was sick, and she'd give me Starbucks, and we would just talk for like so long, and she was just always like very like welcoming to talk to, and she would just give me like a lot of advice and stuff. And she used to always come over every Thursday, and she would take us to acting, and she would always just like, we had like some pretty good times, and every summer we'd go to the beach with her like 3 times a week, and she just loved the beach. And I remember we'd like go in the ocean, and she'd like teach us how to do like these cool like swimming moves and like synchronized swimming, and like yeah, so I always just like feel her when I'm at the beach, and when I'm like sick, even that reminds me of her, because like I remember she used to always just like be there for me. So yeah.
And she came over every Tuesday, Thursday to walk
Yes.
Lexi. Which,
And Lexi.
That's the truth.
yeah. And I have to say, Lexi suddenly passed. The 3 of them went
Yes.
very quickly. My Grandma Hackett, my mother, and Lexi. And except for Grandma Hackett, those other 2, they passed well before they should have, if you ask me. Like I thought they had years left. So it was just an interesting timing that the 3 of them all wanted to. You'll see in the pictures, there's lots of pictures of my mom, my Grandma Hackett, and Lexi. The 3 of them. So my mom loved that dog and took the best care of that dog. And I just picture them all together now. That's just, I picture them together. That's how.
Now she can give all the illegal treats.
Yes, she can. Right. Scott.
There's not much I could say other than what you guys already said. I really miss our big, deep talks we used to have, and it's just the love she had for our family and friend and everybody, and her love of animals and the ocean and the beach. I miss her just tremendously. It was really hard for me to see her go. I miss her a lot.
All right.
Okay.
She would love this day. Being
Yes.
so beautiful.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
It's the perfect day for her.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, thank you, Tom. Thank you.
One other thing.
Yes.
Now, because she's in the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, whenever you're around an ocean,
That's it.
especially the Pacific,
Yeah.
you can think of her every time
That's
you
it.
put your foot in there.
Yeah.
And,
Or just look. Yeah.
Yep, or even look at
Yeah.
it. So that's what I like that we're doing
Yeah.
this today.
Me too.
I feel like I know these people.
Yeah.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Lexi's a dog.
Lexi's a dog.
Helen is
my grandma.
And your mom's name was
Marie.
Marie.
Yes.
Yeah. As I listen to this, first of all, I love old people because they listen better than anybody
Yeah.
else. And I hear a bunch of that with them. Looks like she kept watch of everybody, and
Yeah.
like that was her job. And even though your mom maybe didn't live as long as your grandmom,
Yeah.
she's kept watch over you just as
Yeah.
you're keeping watch over your children.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now is a brief little ceremony. In the Navy, when a sailor dies, they have a bell ceremony, and it means that their watch is over. And in 2 of those 3 cases, your watch is still very much going on. But in 2 of those 3 cases, their watch is over. So I'm going to ring 8 bells, and then I'm going to read a poem that's very much comparable to what you just read. So I'd like you to stay quiet while I do this. You don't see Helen and everybody that we were just talking about in this poem, then I've missed something. It's also cool that she likes the ocean. I'm standing on the seashore. A beautiful ship at my side sails into the morning breeze and starts out for the blue ocean. She's an object of beauty and strength. I stand in awe and watch her until at full length she just hangs like a little speck of white, just where the sea and the sky come to mingle together with each other. Then someone beside me cries, "There, look, she's gone." Gone where, I say? Gone from my sight, but that's all. She's just as large in beam and in hull as she was when she left my side. And she's just as able to bear her load of freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. Then, just at the moment when someone at my side says, "There, she's gone," there are other eyes on another shore, watching her coming into view, and other voices ready to take up the happy shout. Here she comes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. There's no protocol here. You can put rose petals and then ashes, or vice versa.
Okay.
Whatever you want. Who's going to do that?
Scott.
I'll do the ashes, but I think we should do one at a time.
Yeah, let's do Helen first, right?
Fine.
Helen
Scott, if
first.
you're going to do that, lose those, and we're going to go outside.
And then I'd like everyone to take a handful of flowers. And Helen's flowers are going to be white, and my mom's purple, just because. Not you.
Okay. All right. Let's take this, put it here. You should probably be on your knees with one hand here.
Wait. Which one?
Have you had that
One's
open
Helen.
yet?
Yeah, I worked.
Okay.
So just kind of.
Helen.
Absolutely. Well done.
Okay, now let's all take a handful of white flowers.
Oh, is that beautiful or what?
Throw the white. Okay. Now my mom.
RJ, press the button that says put waypoint at vessel.
There goes my mom. We have more flowers. No, yeah.
Just to dump them in.
No,
Take a picture of it. No.
Can I ask
Girls, can you take a picture of the ocean? And take a big picture
Okay, so get ready to take the picture, and then we'll all throw a handful in at the same time, and then we'll get the picture.
Let's throw them up.
You have some?
Are we camera ready?
You good? Okay. Ready to take pictures? Okay. Okay. Go ahead. Ready to go.
Go. Nice. Oh, nice. Oh, that's beautiful.
Here she comes.
There she comes, right?
Here she comes.
She was a great swimmer too. Everybody at the club